So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. I just got the greatest email from a couple of our community members in the DC metro area. And I'm overwhelmed with, such a very kind and generous offering, the kindest thing you could possibly imagine. I'm not sure how to even respond to it, other than just being very grateful. But really, if you ever question, I wonder if I should leave a comment or send a note. Oh, yeah, err on the side of doing it. But I tell you right now, it's just an amazing feeling when that happens. So thank you. You might have made my year with that one. Appreciate it so very much. Today, I got up and I saw my friend Bram out onto the road to get down to Croatia, where he'll be working and living for the next 7 months or so. And I decided I was going to hop in the car and run across the Czech Republic border to a little town called Cheb, where they have a big grocery store and they have all kinds of wonderful things, just like in the U.S., open on Sundays. Mostly I love the German quiet time, the Ruhezeit Sundays offer, right? It's just quiet. The only thing open is maybe train stations, gas stations, museums, and restaurants. But it was just kind of nice to go and shop for some Czech cheese, and I wound up picking up this fabulous Czech Republic wine. You can watch it being poured here. This is a Habánské Sklepy, Pozdní Sibir. It's quite literally, it comes from the Habánské cellars. This winemaker's been around since 1614, and this is just a wonderful wine. It's dry, it's red, was exactly what it says on the very bottom there of the bottle. And on the nose, it's like tart cherries. It's like tart cherries and then some cassis and some vanilla, just wonderful little things in there. A bit of maybe star anise, just a hint. But when you put it on the palate, it's like a mild flush of wonderment. It's a very pale red. Easily read the keys through the white testatures here. I can read the time on my watch. It's not a very deep ruby. In fact, it's quite a beautiful, transparent red, and it's just a wonderful, like sweet and sours or whatever those candies were when we were kids. That, one was sweet, one was sour. Well, on the nose, it's kind of sweet and sour, but on the palate, it's just amazingly mild, and maybe mellow is the term, but it just finishes so very, very well. It's so soft. No tannins to speak of as far as giving you that bite, like, oh, now I got to go eat a big, fat, juicy steak. No, this is like a chicken wine or something. Maybe some sort of seafood salad would go really well with it. But it's just amazing. Fabulous. This is a fabulous one. And I have no idea how much it was because it was all in like the Czech krona, and I don't know, it was like 900 of them or something, whatever that is. No idea. And all I had on me was euros and a credit card, so I gave them my euros, which they take. It's part of the European Union, clearly, but they're still holding on to their monetary stuff, which is fine. Let them keep their denominations. I mean, no issues at all. In fact, I got a jar full of the coins from all over the EU, countries that still do, like Switzerland and England and you name it. So, but what a great wine, and what a fantastic way to jump into a Sunday. And so let's do it. Let's get into our grid here. And again, that email, wow, just so very, very kind. Thank you for that. All right, so we've got an Adam Wagner. Well, it's the Darth Vader theme march. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. Kind of how I feel when I see his name. Of course, edited by Will Shorts. And to that, L'chaim, gosh, it's so good to see you back, Mr. Shorts. My name is Christopher. I'm delighted that you're here to solve this grid with me. We may be here a while if if time is my witness. Oh, okay. Town. Okay, looks like we got some, literally, we've got some Roy G. Biv going on here. So, got the colors of the rainbow coming out, and in order too, the Roy G. Biv. Yeah, so the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then of course we've got the, indigo, violet, so on and so forth. This is just beautiful though. All right, let's knock it out. Let's see what we got going on in this thing. This is crazy. So, a town, I have no idea, and I don't even know where to begin with that. 3 letters. This is that point in my life where I'm starting to wonder, can I use town in a different way other than like a place, or a settlement of some sort where people gather and do commerce and stuff, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the shortest thing I can think of is a town. City's also 4 letters. You got a burg. I don't know. Let's see. Word after second or before split. Okay. Mid-voyage. Okay. Go ahead responses. Okay, I don't know what's going on here with any of that. High school exams taken for college credit. Now, at least these are the APs. So clearly that red line is creating something, a barrier, if you will, to our success. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, what a daredevil might go without. 3 letters. Maybe a net. Okay. I was like, what's the 3-letter word for fear or, temperament, No, it's, probably just a net, maybe. I hope one of 2 in this clue. One of 2 in this clue. So a town, mid-voyage. Go ahead responses. Okay, hard court tournament. Well, we don't play on clay or grass in the States. We go with the U.S. Open on this, and just because I need something to work with here, this is going to be work. Not only is this puzzle ginormous, it's going to be work on top of it. That's okay. I have accepted my situation. And I'm going to start liking this grid too. I just know it. And that would be a sign of Stockholm Syndrome, I think. What might fill you up after you fill up? Is this a T? No, we don't want a 0. We want a T. Smidgen. A tad. That works. We can't have the fat fingering, Christopher. Let's get it together here now. Gone by could be past. Sacred bird of Egyptian mythology. Yes, that's right. That would be the ibis. At a time like this, scorching blank, not convincing argument is needed, and that would be Irony by Frederick Douglass. And you've used that, pretty much stolen it. It's like it's mine. I coined this phrase. Part of an underground network. Super Mario character known as King Koopa, and I think, I never played it, but I think that's Bowser. Also, sometimes comes in as King Bowser or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I learned it from the crossword. So part of an underground network, I'm going to go with a root or a rut, depending on your pronunciation. Personal could be own. Warning letters before a link. How about not safe for work? Just love to see HR this morning. Yeah, send that stuff to me. That'd be great. Line of questioning. Oscar-winning Michelle. This is probably Michelle Yeoh, right? Pompous I. Well, that would be the royal we, but we don't have room for that, and we are being interrupted again with this yellow barrier. Maybe I can get royal in. Okay, let's go back to this real quick. I'm thinking this is gas station food, and I forgot all about what I was doing looking for that tea, but I was thinking, you know, what might fill you up after you fill up would be gas station food. And one of two in this clue. Okay. Is this an E? Came clean. Is this a B? Members of a tough crowd. Oh, God. The humanities, traditionally. Arts and letters. Hockey goal scored by deflecting an incoming puck, and I think this is a tip in. I think not gonna be no easy checking here though. Is that binary pronoun options? No, but I think that may be he, she, and so he or she, and I think this may be bathed. But I got that D down there, or the E here with the bathed. And I know this is it's a circuitous track that I'm on here. My mental track is extremely circuitous. However, I think one of two in this clue, the stress, you hear it? I'm thinking this is an anapest. And this is where I get to raise this hand and go, English majors, unite! Yes! So now I'm thinking that this is the second banana or banana split, which I think is very clever. Okay, Adam Wagner, you got me. Stockholm Syndrome. I'm working so hard here, but I'm loving it. So thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go with arts and letters. But first of all, by definition, that's what the humanities are they not? I've got several degrees in the humanities, if you will. Parliamentary conservatives would be the Tories. And let's see, members of a tough crowd. Are these boo birds? We got some booers going on here. I prefer boo birds. One of my favorite words ever, boo birds. I love that portmanteau. Cuisine style that's kept simmering at the table. And yes, you know, my sister Tiffany took me and my wife to a place in between Arlington and Dallas, Texas. It was a Korean joint, and it had that whole hot pot thing going. It brought all this raw meat and stuff, and you just had your own stove oven thing there, and I had fun with it. Funny, the most exciting phrase to hear in science per Isaac Asimov, and that's funny, very funny. So, Pantheon of Norse gods, okay. Send, maybe to transmit. One tapped by leadership. 2-point play in American football, that would be a safety. And I think this, yeah, these are harem pants, I think. Loose-fitting garb, so I think one tapped by leadership would be a sir, a knight, being dubbed, tapped with the sword, the saber, sword, don't know which one it is. So, harem pants. Yeah, gonna be working my butt off through this grid today, just working it off. Go in circles. I guess we really need to kind of study what's going on up here to kind of maybe figure out what's going on. So, town could be a burg, right? So the R. Mid-voyage could be a C, the E, and go-ahead responses are nods. And what I find it interesting, and I'm hoping it's not a mistake or a coincidence, is that the letters that are missing spell red, right? So the berg, a C, and nods, right? You take those out, and what do we have? RED. That is really, really cool. Yeah, now I'm all in on this thing now. Let's do it. Don't take offense nowadays, I think would be no shade. Took me a while to figure that out. On TikTok, I got a lot of followers who are young, teenagers, in their 20s, and they throw all this stuff at me all the time, and I'm like going, I think that's a good thing. I'm gotta keep up with the youngins. I love young people, though. I mean, I think they're amazing. They have great thoughts. I was once a young one, too. I had good thoughts. And I also remember what it was like to deal with those jerks at the ad agency in the art room that thought that their work was pristine because they were 50. And because I was 22, I couldn't produce anything that was worth, it was just crap, in fact, I was the first in the art department to win an Addy for Best of Show. So, No, young people are fantastic. Old people are fantastic. Middle-aged people are fantastic. Wherever I fall in that group, I don't even know. The point is I just think people are cool. We can learn from each other, and it's not a bad thing at all, Okay, so some painkillers. Okay, oh my gosh, we got letters for opioids. What do we got here? Tell you what we got. We got a great wine. This is just fantastic. I just hope that whatever 800 or 900 Czech krones are isn't a lot of money. I'm sure my phone would be ringing right now with my darling bride back in Texas going, what did you spend? And then X amount of dollars on, but no, I haven't heard it all, heard nothing. So shortened name on a Pelicans jersey could be New Orleans or NOLA. Let's see, well-connected group. Let's see. So, some painkillers. I'm going to go ahead and put in opioids. See if this works. Because it could be opiates. Shape of the border between yin and yang. Yes, it would be an S. Nebraska actor Bruce would be Dern. I was trying to say Bruce and Dern at the same time. So I guess this would... we're not talking about opioids. We're talking about opiates. Maybe. I'm hoping. Stayed home for dinner. Maybe we ate in. Milliner's decorations. I guess these could be hat bands. I have a haberdasher here. She does a wonderful job on my hats. They don't make them. I have to get these made. Yeah, you can go buy berets, but they're always made out of wool or felt, and they're just so hot. And even here, right now, it's freezing cold, though suspiciously sunny today. Still freezing. Yeah, like it's just a thing, right? I like to have linen, something like that, something to breathe. Otherwise, my head gets cold or gets hot. So take a breather. I don't know what's going to be just yet. Well-connected group. Oh, well-connected. Thinking oil, OPEC. Got it. Clever. Loving every second of it. Follower of Robespierre in 18th century France, and that would be a Jacobin. And photographer Golden would be Nan. Love her work. Okay, so what do we got here? Mafiosi. Probably made men. Take a breather. Maybe sit one. What? Temper. Came from. That's probably emanated. Has a bit of a gross connotation too, doesn't it? What a foul odor. Oh, I wonder where that is emanated. From where that must have emanated, I say. Maybe it was from Hickham's third point of contact. Maybe temper's a mood. I don't know. Maybe this wine's just got me in a really good mood. Or maybe it's because I can drive to the Czech Republic and go shopping on a Sunday and it's only about a 25-minute drive. That's kind of nice. I hate driving when I don't have to, but if I have to drive somewhere, let it be to go shopping. Walks leisurely. Perhaps we're going to be doing the mosey. Taiwan, tech-based giant. Oh, that would be Asus. So yeah, I got to remember how to spell emanated. Aces. And so maybe just sit one out, and it's simultaneously attractive and repulsive, and I'm assuming we're going to go with a magnet, but we got instead a Manet, perhaps. 16 years for Little League Baseball. I guess that would be the age limit, though that does seem a bit old for Little League, doesn't it? Athletic competitions are generally meets. And again, I have a GR, so like much limestone gray. E, so the E and the N there, so we've got meats, maybe saltwater, could be marine. Makes mince meat of, and that would be to grind, but I guess we're not, because that would be the N at the last letter of greens. So knights need, well, a knight needs a steed, so I guess we got ourselves some grids to jump into here today. That's clever too. Some reason though, I don't feel good about anything because I just feel like it is all so out there, and it's just like in the ether, this entire grid. Nothing just feels great, and I just feel like I'm going to get hemmed up, and I'm not even going to know what to do about finding my mistake. I'm just going to have to click reveal or something if it doesn't work. Hurt badly could be to maim. It's not nice. Let's see if we can tackle this yellow here. Go in circles. I'm assuming this would be to gyrate. And so we've got a G, Y, R. I guess it's just going to be to grate, because the Y would be for the yellow. Now what have we got? So blank hook device attached to a rope or cable. And how many horror movies has this been a device in? A grappling hook. It's awful thinking about it. Maritime hazard. I guess we're going to go with a reef, which becomes a ref. A Mont Blanc, par exemple. Well, not just my pen collection. I don't know. Maybe Mont Blanc is an Alp, but we're not going to probably get that because of the yellows. So the ALPE is probably going to become an ape, I'm assuming. And so stillness could be repose. And let's just take a look and see what we've got here. This should be another L. So a narrative arc would be a plot. I was just talking about this. Modest bouquet. Be a posy, and this could be the W of the royal we. So instead of royal we got a royale. So capital East Timor is Dili. All right. Line of questioning. Maybe why is it? I don't know. I don't even think I understand the line of questioning. Doesn't matter though. Sloth, as an example, could be a sin. And letter-shaped dress style would be an A-line. My wife swears I should have gone to law school. She thinks that we would be gazillionaires, and because I can argue with the tree and win. But I sometimes think I had two callings that I missed. One, I think I'd have been a great airline pilot. And two, I think that I would have made a fantastic fashion designer. I mean, I'm an artist, and why not? You know, I love clothes. I love doing stuff, but I kind of dress like a fashion designer. I'm just always wearing the same black stuff, right? I got like 30 of these t-shirts and stuff. I mean, I just like what I like, but I'm just saying, I can make other people look beautiful. So I'm assuming this is going to be a why is it? Let's see what we can do here with this. So, okay. The Blank Rebellion, 19th century Chinese conflict. So it's a Haidin rebellion. So P, I don't know. Comes to could be totals. Not quite yet. This is going to be our indigo, right? So this would be an O down here. So not quite yet, could be soon. And I'm assuming this is going to make it the sun. Having to do a little bit of work on this one, but it's not bad like it was about a month ago when we had that grid that took like 3 hours. And it's just because we had to go back and forth to figure out what stuff is. And Yeah, so Nike swoosh or McDonald's golden arches, and as a former ad exec and creative director, I know these to be logos, but I'm wondering what we're gonna get because indigo, this would be a G, so perhaps we're just gonna have a loo. I say that smell, Herschel, is coming from the loo. That is from where it is emanating. I say. See, fighting could be at it, but this would be the ego. So, A-T, I don't know. The Twister Star Bill Paxton. That helps. Okay, so fighting, I guess, retort that sounds like a Star Wars character, and that sounds like an R2. Okay, so we got the at. We got spin-off of a popular lecture series at TEDx, and that would be the Indigo. So the N, so showy, ornate, and the Taiping Rebellion. And that was my first guess, and I'm really happy about that. I was thinking, actually, but I didn't say it, the Boxer Rebellion, but I didn't go there. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't. Got no good excuse. Just didn't do it. Driver. All encompassing prefix, yes, it would be omni. Kind of like when I learned the word ubiquitous when I was like 8. The neighborhood squirrels are just ubiquitous. They sure are. Did you just learn this word? Well, it's rather ubiquitous in my vocabulary. So, single player or multiplayer for 2, and I guess maybe game modes. I don't know. Driver, something to chew on. Perhaps this is a teether. Don't think I've ever heard it called that. I think where I'm from, we always call it a teething ring or something, you know. Encryption code in computer science lingo is hash. And okay, so let's see. A driver could be a motorist. A motorist. Big name in fruit juice or the first 3 letters of the fruit in it, and that could be pomme. And following, beers advertised with the slogan La vida más fina en esas coronas. I don't drink beer, but I did have a Bavarian beer about a week or so ago. That was good. And I did it on the channel too. Just was like, hey, let's have a beer. I'll drink a beer. Rare. A following. So a following could be a posse. Otherwise, following, I'm not thinking of anything. App letters missing from technology review site. So that is pretty clever. We got CNET there. Points the finger at, I'm assuming IDs, but we can try to get ourselves a little bit of a check going here at 113 across. Tidy way to color and where 7 words are hiding in this puzzle. And so I'm assuming we're talking about inside the lines. Yeah, I think we do have ourselves a posse here. Big name in Western wear and in cavalry headwear. Stetson. Emperor with a statue outside the Colosseum, and that would be Nero. Well, why not? Is he playing his violin? Course with a name derived from the French word for clear the table, a dessert. So memo header, attention. What E on a gauge means, I'm assuming is this to fun romance, could be a fling. Not on the Guardian grid, do not do that. So I'm assuming this is add fuel. Add fuel. Yes, Brian, we gotta add fuel. You know, Brian, we gotta add fuel. Oh, Brian, we gotta have ants. Spanish when. How about cuando? 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 I've been known to ask that a few times. Puns and anagrams as an example, and I'm assuming we're talking about wordplay, and I love wordplay. Oh, it's nice, that verbal repartee, the back and forth of 2 rhetoricians having at themselves. Oh, it's just so good stuff. filmmaker John, who directed the Thriller music video. It's John Landis. And I just saw like a brief documentary or something on Landis, and it talked about how much work he put into that music video. And being is that I was 10 or so when it came out, maybe 11, I don't remember. It was 83, right? I think I was 11. Yeah, I remember. It was a scary one, you know. I mean, it was pretty freaky for the time. It's kind of comical now, but, you know. I mean, you want to have some fun with CGI? Go back and watch the original Terminator. You're like, well, we thought that was real? Yeah. Popular wood for American whiskey barrels until a 20th century blight. And I did not know this, but I think this is going to be an elm tree. And if that is the case, I got to find some little craft bourbon maker that's still got like a cooper who's knocking those things out of elm. I'd love to just see what kind of effect that has on whiskey. Good grief. My God. Virgil epic would be the Aeneid. Get my N in there. And what do we got here? We got a prop plane. Very nice. Okay. Except if, unless, of course, is too overwhelmed with emotion to speak. So here we've got our Violet here. So, Rockefeller Plaza muralist. Yes, gosh, a great Mexican muralist stat. So, okay, star witness. I don't know. Actor Sebastian of the Avengers movies. I haven't caught up with any of those. I think that's Sean, but I'm not sure. It would have been something I learned in the crossword along the way. Extreme pain could be agony. Slippery Ely. Again, I have to ask the question, has anyone ever used this word when describing something, someone, some place, a situation, anything that was slippery as Ely? If you have, I just want to know. I'll probably go, oh, okay, thank you, appreciate that. I've never used this word in my life, ever. Not once. And I kind of do words. Sightseeing need. How about a URL? Okay, so what do we got here? So I'm thinking we're going to have to get rid of a V, right? We got Violet. So I think this is going to turn into a canteen instead of can't even. I can't even, you know, that thing. Let's see. Star witness. No. Oh, no. I think that's I think that might be a telescope. So iPhone speaker. So that would be, well, not, I can't say it. She's right here. Not SIRI, but instead, a Sri Lankan or Indian honorific. We're going to go with Sri. Very nice. Some Bay Area athletes familiarly, maybe the Niners. So this would be the T. So some flight tracker data for short. Well, still don't know if it's going to be A or a D. The ETA, ETD thing. God, it's such a nightmare. Okay, so now we got the VI. So O here. Actress Carrie of HBO's The Leftovers. No idea. Worn down could be eroded, which is really what I need. Just one of those long ones there. So I think this is going to be a space telescope. And I'll do a really quick check because I think Sean is not correct. Okay, so this would be ETDs. Make sure I conjugated that correctly. Worn down, eroded. Okay. So equal peer. So as in an equal. An equal is a peer. Got it. So word on a shop sign would be old. Older. It's just old. And I'm assuming that's right because I don't know who that is. But I'm assuming it's Carrie Coon. So, because that would be Violet. So I think we need to get rid of this because I don't know what that is. But I do believe this would be a telescope. And I'm assuming this would be a space telescope. Star Witness, I'm thinking. Comedian Phillips, isn't that emo? So maybe this is Stan Sebastian, or maybe Sebastian Stan. What is this? Sloth. As an example. Malty craft beer. No idea. Probably going to be an IPA, though, which I've also never had. And I don't know that I'm wanting to. Mama would be a Nana. Aber meine Muttis Mutter ist ein Oma. So maybe a sloth, as an example, it's an animal. And so we've got apparently a Sebastian Stan. What an interesting name. 2 first names. Vaping implement, maybe an e-cig. Almost called it an instrument. Author of the Goosebumps series, maybe R.L. Stein. Never read them. Just seen them. A lot of them. American patriot Thomas. How about Thomas Paine? Armada vessel. So here we're going to have Orange of our Roy G. Biv. So Armada vessel. So if we're going to have Orange, I'm assuming we're going to go from a galleon to a gallon. Clever as all get out. This is just a fantastically brilliant grid. This had to be the hardest thing on the planet to do because you're still spelling the letter of the word that you're getting. I mean, just mind-blowing. Mind-blowingly awesome. Loving every bit of this. Expecting informally. So we've got orange, so that means that we're going to drop the G here. So I guess instead of prego, we're going to have prego. We're going to have 1 G. Okay. There must be an N here. So a winged pest. I guess we're going to drop the N from a gnat. Yeah, why don't we just do this? Longtime host Robert of NPR's All Things Considered. Okay, how about Robert Siegel? So I'm going to go with a gat, which, it's a word. And it's the other thing. All of these 3 letters, they become, all of these words that get something trimmed off, they still remain words or phrases or something in common usage, stuff that may not work in the spelling bee on our phones, right? We're not doing the crossword, which I can't do during the day. So now I'm on the spelling bee because, I got to get my gold star. But yeah, it's pretty funny. They all create words in and of themselves. This is such a brilliant grid. New York City neighborhood where the cronut was invented, and that would be Soho. And I guess since we're going to get rid of the O, we're just going to have show, which would have otherwise been cable TV clue answer combination, right? Error of Dexter or something, approximate weight of a subcompact car or a medium-sized giraffe, and that would be, I'm assuming, 1 ton. I blush to say I haven't got a clue how much either of them weigh. Neighbor of Pakistan, and I'm assuming we're talking about Iran, but I guess we're going to get an Ian here. Tries, maybe has a go. Okay, we're going to have a go here. So I don't know what this IPA is, but so far it's looking like that's about right. Sydney Cider Salutation, and I think that will be good day. Mites. And packaging cords, and we're here in the blue, so I guess we're going to have twins instead of twines. Goddess of the Dawn would be Eos. Gender abbreviation. Lead in to a stark reality. Band whose name is a rhyme scheme. Did we deal with this up here at 37 across? So I think we're talking about ABBA, which now becomes, I don't know. Let's see, ABA. Yeah, still. Derby entry. I think this may be fact is, and the reason I'm getting hung up on fact is because I think this may be femme here as far as the gender abbreviation. And risen from the ashes could be reborn. And so, and then I think it, for some reason, I didn't realize I was done. Okay, that scared the living bejesus out of me. I'm going to keep it G-rated. So again, looking at all of this amazingly long grid that we just did in 35 minutes and 6 seconds, even if I hadn't been running my yapper, this would have been a good 15-minute thing. But yes, it's like, I mean, it's clearly this is a berg, right? You know, and a sea and nods, right? But you still get bug as a nose. I mean, these are all things, these are all terms that you could use in the grid without the original spelling. They still make up fillable text, which is just fabulous. And they played right on the Roy G. Biv. I mean, it stayed in order, you know. I mean, R-O-Y, the G, the B, the I, the V, it is all here. It's just fabulous. And not an easy one at all. This grid felt like a Saturday on steroids because it was a tough one. It was just a tough one, and there wasn't a ton of anything in here. In fact, there was very little that you could put in and say, that feels good, that feels right. Every single bit of it, it seemed like, you know, you're going through it and you're like going, oh my God, is that gonna work? What if it's something else? But no, this is the absolute epitome of perfection in grid construction. So very well done, Adam Wagner. Here I am, full on Wagner right now. I mean, forget the Jacobin, right? You know, forget the Jacobites, right? You know, I'm talking about. I'm a Wagner not. Wagnerite. That's probably better. Yeah. Fantastic work. This is the kind of grid that I wish I could say I constructed. Just brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Bravo. Don't want to gush anymore. I don't know what I'm going to say. I still have an email to reply to. I am just literally, it choked me up. So thank you for all of that. Let's bring down our Benier de Adieu and let's go ahead and call this a good one. Again, if you get your hands on this specific Habánské cellars or Habánské Sklepy, you would not do wrong at all. This is such a delightful wine. It would be great for just sitting around with a cigar or just watching a TV show, whatever it was you were doing, if you were dining or just hanging out with friends, maybe a midday brunch. This is just fabulous. And my gosh, it would make a fabulous addition to maybe to any number of those recipes that could call for like a Coke and wine mix, right? You know, to kind of make a sangria-esque cocktail, you know, just so good. But until I see you again, which will be tomorrow for both the New York Times and the Guardian quick crosswords. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auch einen Wochenende, natürlich. Tschüss, Servus, Grüß Gott, Ciao, Cin-Cin, bis morgen. Bis später. Be good to yourselves, your friends, your neighbors, your family. All that's very important, but be especially kind to the person behind you in the line. That's what we need right now. Everybody needs a little bit of kindness. Be well out there. Be well. Take care. See you on the morrow.